Hello, this is Brennan and welcome to Musings of the Mind. Today we're going to be talking about the anchoring fallacy. And what is that? Well, let's say you're in a negotiation and the price you want to settle on is $1,000. If you go and you initially state $1,000, that sets the baseline. It anchors the baseline at $1,000. So I won't sell you say my cup here for less than $1,000. That anchors the price there, which means all the negotiation is going to be around that point. And now, the smart thing to do here in a negotiation like this is to set the anchor much higher. So let's say it's $1,000. That's really what you want to settle on. Set the anchor for $5,000, $7,000. That will make that the anchor point. And it'll anchor the conversation around that point. So if the other person's like, yeah, no, I'm not willing to pay that, I'm going to pay $2,000. You still get what you want because you set the anchor point so far out. Now, in reality, I'll explain this in another episode in a lot more depth when I get into negotiation tactics. But what this allows you to do is control where the conversation is happening. Like if you're in an argument with someone, and you set the anchor point and how you set the anchor point really determines how the conversation is going to go, as I described. Like, let's say you're trying to sell a car for $90,000. I was going to set the anchor point $150,000. Then getting $90,000 is going to be a lot more easier, a lot easier than if you outright said I'm not willing to settle for anything less than $90,000, because that sets the anchor point around there. So be very careful about what you set as the anchor point in your conversations. This is a very subconscious thing, but it really controls how conversations go. Now, also be clear in your mind what you are willing to settle on, versus and use that to change the anchor point, right? Because what you are willing to settle on should never be the anchor point, right? And I think that really covers what I'm trying to say. So be careful about where you set your anchor points. This is there's going to be a new series I'm making about applied emotional intelligence, because it's one thing to be able to look at a group of people and say, I know what's up with them, I know what's emotionally going on with them, but it's another thing to really look at a group of people and say, here's how and be able to apply emotional intelligence. Like, here's how I make friends, here's how I make a romantic partner, here's how I make business deals. This is applied emotional intelligence. And I'm gonna start making videos on this because it's something I think is very important. Because I was looking at a list of the most intelligent people of all time, people with the highest IQs, and very few of them were in any sort of governmental position or any position of any real power. So what they really showed me is intelligence, problem solving, isn't like intellect and cognition isn't really what governs the world. It isn't really what's going to make you successful. What will make you successful is emotional intelligence and applied emotional intelligence. And this is what I really want to drill into you guys. You need to master your inner emotions and master outer emotions. Not to manipulate, but to help to understand others, to understand yourself, and to understand how to get what you want out of a situation while helping the other person get what they want. That covers what I wanted to say here. Thank you very much. See you in the next episode. Bye.